Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at DIY leg presses. There are many ways to get it done. In this video, we'll go from super simple to fancy as fuck, so make sure you watch all the way to the end. Lastly, show support for these creative guys and gals by subscribing to their YouTube channels and giving them a follow on Instagram. Okay, let's jump in. Starting out this video with a very simple setup. It's plumbing pipe. It looks like it's just wedged into the corner. I don't even see like a landmine attachment for it. It's probably like the simplest, least expensive. My real question is, what the heck is the guy in the background doing? He's doing like the chicken dance or something. Here we have a step up from that. This one is attached to a landmine at the base, so it's a bit more secure. It's not gonna be sliding around or anything. This guy's also using a Viking press attachment. I assume it's like the Titan one or something. In the video, he said he can go heavy, like stack up to 545s on there. And then his safety catch is a barbell, and he's got one of those like barbell shoulder pads on there to prevent bar on bar contact. Setup time on this one is gonna take forever, but it is a pretty effective leg press variation. I love the foot plate. I love the pulleys giving constant tension, ratchet straps, bands for tension, decline bench. It looks pretty effective. Vertical leg press using a Smith machine. For anyone with access to a Smith machine, this is probably one of the best options for a leg press. Feet holding up the bar kind of freaks me out a little bit. I would prefer a foot plate. Much more secure. They sell foot plates for this, but you can DIY one for pretty cheap. It's an easy DIY. And then being on a Smith machine, you have those safety catches. Yeah, fire, bro. He's gonna flip this board around so you can see. Look how simple that is. A couple 2x4s and a piece of plywood. Boom. Love it, man. Sort of similar to the Smith machine. I haven't actually seen anyone do this type of thing before. It looks like it's just triangle pieces of wood, like wood in a triangle with UHMW, and then just pushing the bar up and down. It's pretty clever. This is like, I've never seen anything like this before or since seeing this video. It's got its limitations. It's not perfect, but man, it's pretty interesting. This is one of the oldest designs for a DIY leg press. This version is known as the Tomb of Hercules and was created by a weightlifter named Sig Klein back around the turn of the century. Man, I went down this crazy rabbit hole researching the origins of the leg press. That probably deserves a whole video all by itself. It's crazy to see what these guys did before machines existed. Another Tomb of Hercules, probably made out of scraps. And what's that? You don't have weight plates? Just use a couple kilos of cocaine wrapped in cellophane. There you go. What a great workout. A more modernized version of the Tomb of Hercules. This one is on this dude's full wood power rack, which I think is sick, dude. Now this one is just beautiful. Look at that. Throw some brown wood stain on there and sell it on Etsy. Gorgeous. It's crazy to me that it's the same basic concept that was invented over 100 years ago. Here's Peach. This one was part of his Omega Arms series. Same concept, different implementation. He's got the pipes there for safety catch. Here's Victor. I like that the pivot point is in a different location and he used a soda pallet. That's super resourceful. Different pivot point. The resistance profile is pretty crappy on this one. That's why you had to load it up with so much weight. But I mean, with enough weight on there, it's still gonna give you a decent burn. Time to get into the lever arm hacks. This one is another Tomb of Hercules using Rogue 1.0 lever arms. And then the spotter arms working as a safety catch. I like it, but I would like it better if it had a foot plate. Boom, like Lydia. I think these are always better with a foot plate. It just gives you more foot placement options, probably a little bit safer. Titan sells their foot plate for about 180 bucks, but honestly, if you have the tools, you can throw something like this together for, I'm gonna guess like 20 bucks or less. All right, here's Pendergraph. If you know anything about Matt, you know he's notorious for setting up these elaborate hacks that are not practical at all, but I mean, this one looks pretty effective. Does it take forever to set up? Yes. Is it still awesome? Also yes. DylanKJohnson, unilateral leg press. Look at that. using rogue lever arms, cross member, safety spotter arm, and of course those sweet Vendetta attachments to comfortably set the starting position. Again, not practical to set up regularly, but super cool. I also like how the trolley system is providing a place for him to grip onto. Man, there are so many ways to do it. Rich over here using bells of steel lever arms, safety spotter arms with weight at the end to give him a great resistance curve. What I really like is the use of this weight peg to give him a good starting and finishing position. It also looks like he's got a DIY foot plate in the middle there that sort of like articulates with the movement. I like that. Of course, I had to throw mine in there for good measure. It's definitely easier to set up than the lever arm versions, but the resistance isn't great. You've got to really load it up to feel the burn. I actually did a video of putting, I think, 500 pounds on there, and even still, it was like, whatever, bro. I did set it up with my DIY pulley system, which fixed the resistance profile, but then added a bunch of setup time. There's always a trade-off. My man's got a fortified leg press. So apparently, PowerTech sells this kind of leg press attachment for this bench, but this dude broke it. Instead of buying a new machine, him and his uncle went through and they fortified it. That's why it looks like he's using a skateboard as a foot plate. Technically not DIY, but I still think it's super cool. This one's a little janky, but I love how he's using the wall to brace the leg press. I mean, if you don't need to move it, you might as well anchor it to the wall to keep it secure, right? Watching this, you can see the slop in the movement. It's not a big deal, but it would probably drive me crazy. Okay, I'm just gonna shut up a minute because this guy cracks me up. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Oh man. Yeah. 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 This guy freaking cracks me up, man. So I noticed there are a bunch of channels on YouTube from around the world with people who don't have access to manufactured equipment, and they just build it because that's their only option. I love it. I love it. I love this dude. When I first started building DIY equipment, this leg press was everywhere. In fact, Martin has an entire channel dedicated to showing people how he built his entire wood gym. A really, really great resource. If you looked at social media for a second in 2020, you saw this guy. He was everywhere. Farm gym with cinder block weights and cowboy boots. I've featured quite a few of Matt's builds because they're all so good. He later modified this to function as a hack squat as well. So good. I'm no structural engineer, but this one kind of freaks me out. It looks like he's using the square tubing for like signposts and stuff. I mean, if it works, it works. People are always giving me a hard time about using wood for gym equipment, so I really have no room to talk. I love that he's thinking outside the box though. Rom's got two actually. The first one is simple and effective, no frills, but it gets the job done. The second one is really interesting. It's like you lay on the ground like a vertical leg press, but push it out sort of like a lever arm leg press, and it's got this little adorable foot plate. I don't know, man. I think it's cool. It's like, it's different. I've never seen anything like that, quite like that before. The resistance curve is an issue. It's gonna be heavier at the top of the movement than the bottom, but I mean, it's cool, man. Here's another one of these dudes that's crushing it on YouTube with his DIY gym equipment. Those tires are filled with cement, and then he's got chains like motorcycle or bicycle chains as the safety catch. I think it's super cool. Hold on to your butts. We're starting to get into the real professional shit now. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, if you walked in, you would assume that that was a purchased piece of equipment. It looks so good. Look at this fully adjustable sliding seat. Dang, bro. Again, another super unique design. With the weight protruding out in the front like that, it's got a very effective resistance profile. It's really cool. Oh, look at that range of motion. That's nice. Very nice, Victor Verska. Another very unique design, similar resistance profile to the other one. It looks like he's in like a dune buggy frame. Really cool. Excellent resistance profile. And then look at this safety catch. That just looks so cool. This isn't his first rodeo. I found another leg press he built on the Home Gym Germany Facebook group. It just looks amazing. Look at that. It is amazing. Coming from a guy named DIY Guru, I clicked on this video with high expectations, and this dude did not disappoint. So on this side is a 45-degree leg press, right? Then he pops over to the other side and has a vertical hack squat, all in one. Oh, I mean, I guess you, fucking whatever. So cool. I want to make one of these vertical hack squats. I really think that that's a good space efficient option. And now it's time for my favorite. Are you ready? If you ever make it to Tulum, Mexico, this entire gym would be so amazing to see in person. Every single piece of equipment was handcrafted and hand carved by this dude. This freaking leg press is enormous, it's gorgeous. You can put weighted bags in those nets or just add people to the sled. This thing is truly a work of art. God. I mean, I've shown a lot of really cool leg presses in this video, and you might disagree with me that this one's the best, but man, this is the best. It's just so beautiful. Jesus. It's beautiful. That's it. If I missed anything, let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.